welcome to the Statesman Talk with me, Deepti J. Barma. Today we are being joined by Aparshakti. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
for
so much,
chatting with us.
Deepti. It's pleasure talking to you. How's it going? Delhi ke kya haal chal hai? Delhi ke street food ke kya haal hai? How's it going?
It's amazing. It's just that we had the worst monsoon and the worst traffic, but now it's gotten better. I think the rain's behind us.
We were in Delhi for the press launch for Stree 2, and I did witness a lot of traffic that day.
And we in Delhi are not used
Yeah,
to it. People in Bombay are
I've
very
stayed
used
in
to
Delhi,
the
so I
traffic,
know Delhi was
but
never
we
so
get
traffic.
really shocked when I don't know what's happening. You also, okay, let's first congratulations on the success of Stree 2. Were you expecting
Thank
it?
you.
Was the team expecting it? Did you guys think that it's going to be such a massive
Well, I'll
success?
be lying if I say that you were expecting this number. I think
Yeah.
we were all working hard enough to do something very special. But having said that, nobody preempted these numbers. I think everybody is really happy with their efforts, with the outcome, and touch wood.
What do you think worked? What do you think worked? What do you think clicked?
I think there are 2, 3 things which really worked. Number one, the space itself. There are not too many horror comedies in the country.
Yeah.
Number two, I think it's a very quirky way of storytelling and writing by Amar Kaushik and Dhiren, the writer. And the packaging by Dinesh Vijan is just absolutely fantastic, which really brings me to the casting. I think all of us together are a bunch of friends, left in front of the camera. It's really kind of it's very surreal to मैं खुद भी जब when I see myself on the screen with Raj or Abhishek or Pankaj and Shraddha, I suddenly feel, oh my god, I mean, uh, we were just sitting and laughing off camera as well with things, and this is exactly what we're doing on the camera as well. So which I would like to believe that if you are friends off screen, it leaves a better chemistry on screen.
There's always that ongoing nepotism debate. What does it mean for a movie like this to have this kind of success, which doesn't have the conventional big names or film family names? Does it seem extra special? Does it feel extra special for you?
I think yes, of course, you do get certain kind of validation that yes, you are not, one of those names jinki aap baat kar rahe hain, and then still the film does really well, and it really kind of makes you connect with the audiences like never before, and it does the numbers which are unprecedented. Um, you do feel special about it. But having said that, uh, it's not only a victory for us as artists, it's definitely a victory for the audience as well. They are not, naive or innocent anymore. They are a very intelligent audience who knows what to consume, when to consume, in how much quantity to consume. And I think it's amazing to see this audience grow day by day and give love and respect to artists like us. And if I can say this, in continuation to this answer, that a certain kind of contribution goes to journalists like you as well, who don't get carried away with with somebody's background. Otherwise, you wouldn't have given me enough airtime. I think if a relevant journalist like you has relevant questions and time for an artist like me, that's, I think, a victory in itself, and that's what gets carried forward to the audiences as well.
Someone who started his journey in radio. I believe you have interviewed celebrities back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then first tell us, how did you get into movies? And can you just chart this journey for us in a way that how have you seen content being developed as well as people's taste in content changing?
First of all, starting with the first part of the question, that I started my journey as a radio jockey, and at that time I used to interview, all the artists, and now sitting on the other side of the world, it's really very surreal to, I really have to pinch myself a lot of times, Deepthi, if I can be honest about it, that this is what's happening in my life, and it doesn't really happen to everyone, It's
It doesn't. It's not very common.
It's not. It's something which is very special to me. It's something I each day of the year I have a lot of gratitude for the blessings I've got from the audience and the fraternity. I think, and now coming to the second question, did you say something
How
about the
people's
content?
taste in content has changed.
The space
When you
in
got
content
into
has changed.
movies, I think that was the beginning of the space for smaller movies.
Yeah,
Then obviously we went into OTT, which is giving everybody a chance to, prove themselves and show their talent. How have you seen this change happen from both ends, as audience as well as an artist?
Yes. Yeah. So Deepthi, I think every 5 6 years now you see a change in the way filmmaking is done in any country or in any era. And I think there's a and today there's a huge paradigm shift in the way we consume, content, majorly because of so many options available. Uh, which brings me to OTT.
Yeah.
But having said that, as much love and respect I have for OTT, and it has given me something which is very special to my journey so far, which is Jubilee, my one of my shows, which came on Prime Video, and it gave me a lot of satisfaction as an artist to perform Vinodda slash Madan Kumar. But having said that, talking about the platforms, I think films will always be something which is
a big screen.
And I'm not saying this. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this because today's 3-2 is doing great numbers.
Yeah.
I said this when Jubilee also came out. I never. It's not that when I'm coming out with my work on an OTT platform, so I'll talk about OTT platforms in the great way. And today now the film has worked, so I'll talk about in a great way about the films. It's not that. My stance on this has been very to the point and very stable since day one. When we were growing up and we used to watch so much content on television. So my father used to tell me that जब TV आए थे, a lot of people used to get together at somebody's house and watch.
It's a community
television.
experience. Yeah.
Yes. So people used to say, now why do we have to go to the theaters? After 6 months or 8 months or a year, this particular movie is going to hit the screens, the television screens at our house. So we'll watch, the film in on the television itself. And at the same time, there was a very, pure era for television when shows like Hum Log or For Teacher or Byomkesh
Family
Bakshi,
shows. Yeah.
all these shows are being made, and everybody was talking about that. Wow, how is it possible that we're getting such great content on television? So everybody just got glued to television, and at that time also the numbers for the films had dipped a little. But then during the course of time, there was, correction in the market, and people did kind of, then there was correction and corruption both. This TV did get corrupt, in the way they were generating content. And I would like to believe that OTT will also, it has the bandwidth to fall prey to that, space. Not every day you will see a Sacred Games, or not every day you will see a Jubilee, not every day you will see a Patal Lok, or or Made in Heaven. There will be shows which will be half baked, and you will suddenly switch it off and say, यार film देखने चलते हैं यार, मजा आएगा बड़े screen पे देखने का. And that's maybe what has happened to a film, for all that. People were watching content back to back on OTT, and suddenly, they maybe got bored, and then suddenly a very different film came out. And then it was a long weekend, and it was good form of storytelling. It had comedy, it had, horror, it had all of it together. It had nice songs. I think all the boxes got ticked mark, and then people are back in theaters. So touch wood, I think movies are in a way here to stay, and there will be another Stree, another film like that in another year which will break that. Then there'll suddenly be a show on OTT which suddenly will say, okay, now back to the OTT. It will keep on changing. It's just the flavor of the season.
You talked about Jubilee. I personally loved it. Why? what was the kind of prep that you did for playing such a character with so much depth as well as so much complexity?
What did you say? What was? Sorry, come again. I lost you.
How much prep did you do for a
Prep.
character?
Oh, prep. Okay, okay, okay. I thought threat. I didn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, there was uh, almost 6 month long workshops which happened between uh, Vikram sir, the director Vikramaditya Motwani, and the writer Atul Sabharwal. And there were two more coaches which were prepping us. Uh, One of them is a casting director called Jogita. We all, used to meet and do our readings regularly, so that by the time we reach the, shooting set, we all are on the same page. And one more thing, talking about prep, I would want to call this also a part of the prep for the actor, majorly for the makers and the entire unit. For the first time ever, mm, I had to give I had to give three auditions to crack one role. So first layer of audition, which happened, with the casting director. The second layer of audition, which happened with the director, and the third layer of audition, which got filmed properly with proper lights, camera, hair, makeup, and the entire crew. Which and that audition also had a couple of more options for each character. I never heard of uh, this process that this unit wants to be so sure about what they are making and with whom they are making it. So I think the prep here was uh, something which is totally unheard of. And
Yeah.
and when they went on the floors, they were sure about what they were making, and the conviction with Vikramaditya Motwani comes on set. I think he is one of the finest we have in the country. He needs to be celebrated globally as well as at pan India level. He really deserves
Yeah.
better things and better films and better status as a director. He is absolutely one of a kind. मैंने एक्टर्स को अपने जोन में खोते हुए देखा है एक पर्टिकुलर काम करते हुए, लेकिन पहली बार मैंने सेट पे एक डायरेक्टर को जोन में खोते हुए देखा था टू मेक अ शो, एंड दैट वाज विक्रमादित्य मोटवानी. आई हैव इमेंस लव, रिस्पेक्ट एंड ऑल ऑफ इट टुगेदर फॉर हिम, for for each and everything he does, and especially for making me a part of a beautiful journey called Jubilee. Thank you so much, Vikram sir, for uh, believing that I was worthy enough for of your time, of your frames, of your writing, of your. I mean, the writing is by Atul Sabarwal, but I mean, he made me a part of it. I feel extremely blessed.
It's amazing. And now you are coming back to OTT with something called Berlin. Would you like to
Yes.
tell us about that?
So, Atul Sabarwal is the writer of Jubilee as well, by the way. And he has written and directed Berlin. We come out on the 13th of September on Z5. And I feel very happy about the fact that in a year's time, Jubilee release, 3 to release, and Berlin is releasing. These are two very
Then,
different forms of
yeah.
very different forms of storytelling, very different worlds, very different characters, and very, very, uh, you know, it's amazing for an artist, to showcase your so many sides to the to the audiences and the fraternity. And I think what happens is, Deepthi, in the past few years, in the past 7 8 years of my
Yeah.
film career, and before that, about 7 to 8 years of my theater career, I've picked up various dialects, various languages for my performances. In Dangal or Stree or street dancer. I was a Sardar, then I was a Kashmiri in Dhoka Around the Corner on Netflix. I've picked up various other dialects and colloquial, languages to get ready for my character. But this is the first time that you're not supposed to pick up a dialect. You're supposed to drop your language. You're supposed to pick up an altogether different way of communicating called sign language. And believe me, it is a very difficult thing. I mean, we had a coach on set as well to correct us, teach us on the spot as well to make things better. And at the same
Is it a
time,
spy thriller? What is it? A spy thriller? What is it?
It's a spy thriller. I help the agencies to crack the case. I investigate the entire case through sign language because the person we have caught hold of is he can't talk and he can't
Challenge.
hear.
Yeah.
So and we hung out enough with the people of the same community to
get
feel
it
one
right.
with their overall thinking and their upbringing to kind of perform this. And I think it is one of a kind, and what a tool to use, for storytelling. It's one of the it's very pure way of filmmaking, pure way of storytelling. You must watch it on 13th of September on Z5.
And you've there's another movie that you've signed called Battamiz Gil.
Absolutely. I've already finished it actually. Battamiz Gil, we've already shot in
That's also releasing this year?
and Mumbai and London. I think early next year should be a good
Okay.
window to release it, if I'm not wrong. But we have we're completely done with the filming of it. And it's a story of a dysfunctional Punjabi Gill family. I think most of the Asian families are dysfunctional, Deepthi. You know how it is that
Get special in their own way, yeah.
yeah, they're very special in their own way. It's a very subtle way of, special is a subtle word for this. I think there's so many different characters in every family, and
Yeah.
the way they think, the way they want to do things. I mean, हर एक का workout
Yet
करने
they
का time अलग.
coexist. Yeah.
What's that?
Yet they coexist somehow.
Yeah, yet they coexist somehow. हर एक का workout करने का time अलग है, खाना खाने का
Correct.
तरीका और time अलग है. Everybody functions in their own way, and then between that chaos, you find that emotional bonding with each
Yeah.
other. It's just beautiful. So yeah, that's what the story is about. I mean, it's a Punjabi Gill family. Papa being Paresh Rawal sir, Mama is Shiba Chadda, me and Vani Kapoor are the brother and the sister, and how this chaos, in the end brings them together. It's a story of that.
So you've been really on a roll with your singing. There's a song that did really well recently, and this year has been a banner year. Were you prepared for this? Had the years gone by been in preparation for this kind of success, or you were just
Neither you are prepared for Deepthi, neither you are prepared for good things, and never you are prepared for the bad things in life. You just have to play by the ear and take one step at a time and take one day at a time, and just kind of on a happy day be happy about it. On a sad day,
stars
be
are
sad.
aligning?
Yeah. Sorry, what's that?
The stars are aligning somehow.
Yes, absolutely, they're aligning for sure. And on bad days you have to be sad during the day, but by the time you are going off to bed, you need to take that deep breath in and then think about it that tomorrow is going to be a better day, and touch wood, it's always a better day tomorrow.
Does coming from a non-filmy background help you deal with success and failure better? Because it's like whatever's coming is a plus in a way.
I think dealing with life, or dealing with successes or failures, or dealing with anything or situations doesn't beyond a point have to do much to do with what kind of upbringing you come from, what kind of family background you come from. It is just your simple decision making, those mature choices, those simple choices you make during those situations. I think what has happened is that we become overthinkers. We want to do so much. We try too hard to do things. I think each and every problem, each and every situation between two people, between two countries, can be sorted with just plain simple dialogue. That dialogue can happen between two countries, two prime ministers, two presidents, two leaders of different families. It can happen between you and yourself in front of the mirror. It can really, you can have that simple conversation in your head that okay, हाँ हो गया. And हर एक complicated चीज का हमेशा एक simple way out होता है. We complicate it further with our random choices. I mean, I think it has got not much to do with your upbringing or your back.
Still a guy who started from Chandigarh, then moved to Delhi, then went to the city of dreams. Is there an end goal, or you have too much greed and ambition to keep going?
Yeah, I want. And if you want me to if you want me to answer your question in the most honest way possible, I'm a guy who loves doing new different
Yeah.
things every day, every year, and try doing something which I haven't tried. So at 50, you might see me writing something. At 60, you might see me directing something. At 70, you might see me in a village, maybe trying to cut the fabric and try to become, or maybe try to learn embroidery or something. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
this is how I want my life to be, to do new, different things and to learn different things and not stick to one ground each day.
And how do you maintain work-life balance? I believe you have a young baby at home now.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Can you hear her? Can you hear her from in the background?
No, I can't, but I think she's born in 2021. I just was doing my research.
Yes, I mean, she was born in 2021 and she's turning 3 not even a week from now. And so my nickname at home is Pari. All my friends call me Pari. From a par, Shakti
Okay.
became a
Yeah.
par. From a par, it became
Yeah.
a Pari. From a Pari, it became Pari. So my wife calls me Pari. So just before I started the call,
She also
my
calls you that?
my wife would have called me Pari, AC का
Yeah.
temperature set कर लेना या
Yeah.
कुछ वगैरह
Yeah.
या Pari, your coffee is here or something like that. So now twice she has shouted from outside, Pari, Pari. So
Papa's become Pari. And your wife, she's not from, she doesn't have anything to do with the creative field.
She's definitely creative, but she's not a part of our fraternity.
Okay.
She has a very, she has a perfect mix of academics and creativity in her life. She is from one of the top B schools from a country called ISB, and
Wow.
but she also by the side. I mean, she got placed for a very cool corporate job right after college, but. She left that to pursue her own thing. She runs, if you want to call it an event management company, you can call
Yeah.
that. She does a biannual event in Chandigarh called Laugh Area. It's a flea market in a way, and a lot of pop ups, a lot of young musicians come and take the stage.
Oh,
You see
nice.
5,000-10,000 people over the weekend come and come there to shop and chill. So that's what she's busy with. Apart from giving time to our daughter, we try to do that together as much as possible. But uh, I mean, how it is that
Yeah. Mothers do get it. Yeah.
mothers do have to spend more time than
Yeah.
fathers. It's I know it's weird, and uh, there's beyond a point there's no way out to that.
Yeah.
It's not something जो हम चाहकर भी शायद कर सकते हैं. But yeah, having said that, so I mean, when she sits and designs all
Yeah.
those, flea markets and the entire layout and everything, and what is going to be the colors and everything, and she her creative side comes out in a very different way. If at all you come and see her house, she has a huge role to play in terms of uh, how it is to be done, the colors and everything. And so yeah, I mean, her creative side come. I mean, she these days she's learning Kathak, so her creative side is very different from mine. But having said that, I think it's a very fine balance
Right and
from
left.
with a nice corporate background and nice and she her father is a CA, so I mean she knows her numbers also really well.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so touch wood,
That's
she has
good
a
for
nice
you.
blend of it.
Yeah.
That's really good for me. I mean, I don't have to take care of numbers at all, so I mean
Yeah.
she's good for me.
And your brother, would we see you guys together anytime soon? Do you guys discuss projects?
We do discuss projects for sure. I mean, but having said that, I mean, we read at least a script a day for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it becomes difficult to read another script.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's difficult to read each other's scripts for sure. But we do discuss work sometimes. But having said that, I think at the end of the day, the decision is totally yours that what you have to
Your
do
own
and what you don't
journey.
have to do. It really has to be your own journey. And if it's not, I think मजा नहीं आता है फिर उसमें है ना if it's somebody else's journey.
What about the
Collaboration.
parents? How do they see like two sons in the same field? Do they get bogged down if one doesn't do well and the other one is Like, do they try to balance between the two of you? You know, because success hits one sometimes and doesn't work well for the other.
Yeah, I would like to believe we don't take work on the dinner table.
That seriously?
I don't think so. We don't. I don't remember the last time we were talking work on the dinner table.
That's amazing.
Sometimes quietly we do get on a call to understand each other's life professionally. But having said that, those are also very simple conversations and very simple logic to those complicated situations. As I was talking about, I think that's the trick. And we do one. I mean, now that we're talking about it, we are very critical about each other's work, and we do give each other a very straightforward reality check.
The kind of feedback that you wouldn't get otherwise from anywhere else.
Not at all in capitals. Not at all in capitals. I think we both can't lie to each other. And that really has worked for both of us, I would like to believe. And then we have got our love and respect from the audiences in our own space, and people have, appreciated our little journey here. Not very often it happens that two kids from small towns come from the same family and are able to have their own journey in a big city like Mumbai, which is very fickle, which is very uncertain. So, touchwood, I mean, that has happened. Uski wajah se, uski wajah, I mean, our constant reality check and critical responses to each other has a role to play there.
Amazing. So I think we've covered a lot of your success this year. And congratulations again for a great year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deepti. Thank you. So sweet of you.
And all the best for the future. And hope you do.
It was a pleasure talking to you, and you have a very, very pleasant way of striking these conversations. Sometimes you feel कि पता नहीं क्या पूछने वाला है, क्या होने वाला है. Everything was just so. It just felt like a nice, happy, smooth conversation with a friend.
Thank you so much for that. You are easy to talk.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All the best. Bye-bye.